Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Trikzon Builds. That's what I decided to call it. I didn't know what I was going to call it when I started last episode, but that is what I decided to name it, Trikzon Builds. And I've done quite a lot. As you can see, the timer is now on 599 minutes, going to tick over to 600 soon. Don't exactly remember what it was on last time, but really quickly, I would like to show you what I've been doing down here. I decided to start mining before we went ahead and started this, so I could get some more resources because we were out of iron. Um, and what I've been doing is something called, I guess now it's called crawl mining, but it used to be called dive mining because before you would use 1.13 water to do it, where you can use a trapdoor with 1.14 mechanics and you start crawling to fit under the trapdoor, and then you can just start mining in here. Now it's very dark down there, and there's probably some monsters or something. Um, but yeah, and while I was down there, I found a little bit of iron, but the important part is that I found some diamonds. And we're going to make our first diamond tool in just a second. While I was preparing for this episode, I also moved in all our stuff, but I didn't move into the house. Instead, I did something that I sort of mentioned at the end of last episode, which was making a basement, or a cellar. So I went ahead and made the staircase going down here, and you may hear some villagers, and that's because I moved them in here for now. All 5 of them, rallied them up with a boat, and swam them over here. And now they're over here. We have all our chests and everything. We have some shelves with some barrels, which is a really nice model, or texture. And I went ahead and modeled the barrels for my texture pack that I'm working on. So they're a bit 3D. Um, the lid part is based on another pack called Craftsmanship by Eclipsion, and I based the front off that, but then I also went ahead and 3Dified the, I don't even know what that would be called, like the metal part that goes around the barrel to sturdy it, I think it is. Um, these guys are really loud. When we move them out, one thing I want to do is I want to name tag them all and give them names that you guys suggest. So go ahead and suggest some names. We have one name tag right now. I think we're going to be building a fish farm later this episode as well. But once they're all moved out, we are going to plant some sweet berries here, but they just keep hurrying themselves on that, so that's not going to work. Anyway, let's get what we were here for, and that is the diamonds. So we found 8 diamonds, and the first thing that we are going to make with it, how many are there? That, I don't know what we're going to make next. Whatever breaks first, I guess. The axe or the shovel. But now we have a diamond pickaxe. The first diamond pickaxe of the server, or world, I guess. Still don't have enough diamonds to replace our armor and put it on the stand. But yeah, so since there are no villagers currently living in this village other than in my basement, don't worry, nothing's going on there. Totally. What we have been doing is I've been going ahead and mining out all these houses. So I got rid of one that was right here, we got rid of the one that was over there. I've been clearing out the trees and stuff, and what I was thinking was that we make this right here be the center of our village, and we can even move the spawn point to here so that if we ever did a world tour with someone else, then we could go ahead and have them spawn right in the center of our first village. So while I was chopping down this roof, my stone axe broke, so I went ahead and actually created the diamond axe. We could always create the diamond shovel as well. Might do that when that dies out, because the sword isn't that necessary, as we aren't really fighting that many monsters. I'm still sleeping as much as I possibly can, even though it's not really necessary anymore. Speaking of which, I wonder what... Oh, right, we are not in cheat, so I can't even change the difficulty. Or can I here? Okay, we're on normal. I think that's what we're going to stick on. But yeah, I've just been chopping down these houses. I have taken pictures of them just so that I can use them as reference, because I want to keep the style. But even if I didn't take pictures, we still have those houses over there, which aren't going to get teared down just yet. Maybe next episode. And one thing I mentioned last episode was that I planned on building a wall. I think I mentioned that this year, or not this year, this episode. I don't know why I said this year, but this episode I planned on building a wall, and I decided that we aren't going to since the villagers are nice and safe down in my basement. Definitely not creepy. Definitely. So what plans do I have for this village? So first of all, I would like to make it still be like a normal village where there's different roles for houses. So like we could have a blacksmith or a leather worker or all these different things. But along with that, I would really like to keep it kind of closed. Now I know it doesn't look like that since we just chopped down all the trees up here, but that is for a good reason, and that's because I plan on making a lot of custom spruce trees. Not today, because I need to practice my skills on those again, and maybe make some new designs, but I have been marking out some places that some spruce trees could go. I don't really like that place. Also, this mine is going to be moving. We're going to make a mine somewhere else sometime, but that's just there temporarily so I can get some stuff. Now, what else do I have planned? So first of all, right down here, I've been working on this design. I don't remember. Also, why do I hear a villager? Ooh, okay, that caught me by surprise. Hello, you're a wandering trader. Horned coral, cornflower, nautilus shell, magenta dye, oak sapling, or puzzle. I mean, we don't really need any of that stuff. So, like, you're fine there, but I would like one of these llamas, if we can somehow get them. I'm not sure how we do. I don't want to kill them. Maybe we'll just leave them. I don't know. I'm sure that we'll see more of them. I've heard a lot of people say that they see quite a lot of them. So maybe next time we'll figure that out. But I don't know why this disappeared. I don't remember breaking it. But this was the plan I was going for. How'd you get up here? Okay. Let's see. So something like this. And we're gonna need a slab. Okay, so that's the sort of wall that I'm going for down here, and what this is going to be is sort of a balcony that looks over the rest of the village that's going to be down here. And that's because I want to keep with the weird terrain, because this is a very weirdly terrained village right here. So what we're going to actually do, I think, is that we are going to... Do we want to make it out of wood, or do we want to make it out of stone? I'm almost thinking that we go with wood. Yeah. So we are going to have a wood floor in here, and it's only going to go to about here, I think. And it's going to follow, for the most part, the terrain. I think we are actually going to just get rid of this lump right here so we can see more, and so that this isn't connected as much, because I want to keep that path going up there. And what we're going to do is we're going to have some sort of fence so that we can not fall off. So now this llama looks like it's not having an owner. That is too. He's down there. I guess he's separated from them? Yeah, I can actually ride it now. We're going to go ahead and trap these guys. Can I... There we go. So we can put carpet on it, but I'm pretty sure putting carpet on one of these ones will sort of like get rid of their cool custom skin. So we're not going to do that. I think just taking off the carpet would put it back. I don't really know where I'm going. One thing I did notice is that the villagers never went never were able to get out of the trap doors before. So maybe we oh, that's not gonna work. So maybe we could just make a little pen right here. I don't know if this is how Llama AI also works, but the villagers never got out. I wonder if he dropped his leads. That'd be very nice. I don't see them. Oh, he dropped one. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. And we have some free leads as well. So you come with me. I'm just gonna steal you guys from your owner. Where'd the other one go? Oh, why are you following? Oh, that's right. I forgot that llamas did that. Okay, little caravan. Now they can jump, but the question is, will they jump with their AI? That's not a good sign. I mean, I guess we can just tie them to a fence post. That's probably the smartest thing to do. I'm gonna go and get a fence post. Okay, now they are all safe right here. I am gonna actually remove that, just so they don't kill themselves walking around. I should probably sleep. And then we're going to start laying out... Oh, wrong direction. Then we're gonna start planning out the village. This white wool here marks out the path I was planning to do. I didn't really want it to be directly in front, because I like the idea of while going through the path, you just see this through the trees. So that's why I put it to the side a little bit. But now we're going to quickly plan out how this is all going to work. So I started working on this until the villager tricked me into paying attention to it instead. But the way it's going to work, I think, is that we are actually going to level this a little bit, but not too much. I think we are going to have... In actuality, I think we're going to have a house that starts like that. Yeah. And then we can do something like this, maybe? For the house, let's get rid of this tree. A lot of my building is sort of just random figuring out as I go, so that's what we're going to do right now. I don't want it to be too big, but I also don't want it to be too small, but this should be a alright size. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 3, so something like that maybe. I think that's good, but we are going to get rid of some of this, just so it's not so steep over here, because I don't really like how steep it is. Maybe we can have the hill go up there, so we'll level this all out. Something like that, maybe? I don't really know what I want this end to be, but I like the idea of having this path against the house, so maybe it'll go up to like here, and then we can have a window, something like that, maybe a bit wider actually, so that they can look out across the village, because that's a pretty nice view, or at least it will be when we terraform stuff more. So I like the idea of having this little side area. Maybe this could be even where the entrance... No, the window's there. Never mind. The entrance will be probably like right here. And this will also all be moving down. Just like that. Okay. So one thing about the style of these houses, it seems like there's always a step like that, so we're gonna keep it like that, and then there's always torches. So something just like that. We're not gonna build the rest, I don't think, of this house, at least just yet. I might end the video with a time lapse. But today all I want to do is get the village forming. I have gone ahead and pulled up the villager list on Minecraft Wikipedia, and there's quite a few of them. So there's armorer, cartographer, cleric, butcher, farmer, fisherman, fletcher, leatherworker, librarian, stonemason, nitwit, shepherd, toolsmith, and weaponsmith. I think this one right here will be a sort of just like a random house. But over here, we might have a library, because I sort of want a big building right there. And just one thing I was thinking of is that down here, there's a lot of grindstones that just happen to spawn here. So I was thinking that it would be pretty cool if we have our blacksmiths and stuff down here. We could even maybe have something right here, but I'm not sure yet. This might just turn into a garden. But I want to keep the interesting terrain style that this village sort of has, so that this has a really nice view from here. But over here, what we're going to focus on today is over here, because this is going to be the town center. So I was thinking that we could have a path that goes this way. I didn't bring any wool with me, so I grabbed some wool, and just to quickly mark something out, I think we're going to have the path go this way. We might actually just have the path go down this level so that it can rub right against this building. And then right over here, I think we're going to once again increase this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. I really like my diagonal buildings, so we're going to make another one. Sort of like that. And that sort of runs into the path, and I don't want to do that. Let's redo this real quick. Maybe one more in would be better. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yeah, I think this is a lot better. Cool. That's only 4, isn't it? Yeah. Whatever, that's fine. So we can do something like this, maybe. And I think that will work. So we're just gonna have it be a rectangle at first. We might add another room. So I'm thinking that this is about the shape we're gonna go for. I don't want it to be completely regular, so it is a bit off. I'm not doing complete counts like I usually do. Now over here, I was thinking that what we could do over here is that we could do something like this as a little extension to the library. So something like that, and we'll be building that in a future episode. And then finally, oops, over here, I would like to go ahead and get another building going. I don't really like it starting so similarly, so maybe something like this. Because I do want... I'm starting to think that I don't like this. Because I was wanting the more foresty feel, rather than the villagey feel, if you get what I mean. So we're going to have something that's too close. We could put a tree there, tree here. So I think instead we're going to have it more over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this will be another small one. I don't really know. That's a bit too small, in my opinion. So maybe just another bit. There we go, I think that's better. So we can have that there. This is still going to be the square right here. And what I was thinking finally is, let me look at the list of villagers. I think that right here we could have a leather worker. So a leather worker uses a cauldron. So maybe he could be like like he will be a leather worker village-wise, but to go with sort of the lore that I am slowly making headcanon for, and will slowly figure out and maybe write down, is that this village, which I still need to name, by the way, please give me some suggestions. This village can have this guy here. Even though he's a leather worker, he instead focuses mostly on dye. So I sort of wish that we had the bedrock feature that bedrock version has, where you can dye water in cauldrons. But we're just going to have to make do. We could probably use some carpet on some cauldrons to make it look like that. But I think this will work. So this can be his building right here, and then this will be like a little bit of a patio where we can have some cauldrons lying out front. He likes it. Why is he running so fast? Where'd he go? Is that why he? Nope. What are you doing? We're gonna trap you. See if you ever despawn. It would be pretty cool to make them live here, but I think they despawn eventually. So I think this is actually a pretty good town square. We have one exit that way, which will lead to those two. We have this exit right here, which will lead to that building. And we have this exit here, which I think is going to go sort of like this. Let's actually lay this out. So we have this one that goes down there. This one goes down here. And around, I guess, to here. And then we can have some stairs or something that leads down to the smithing area of the village. Now, I just checked the time, and apparently we've already been about like 23 to 25 minutes into this video, which feels weird because I feel like I've done a whole lot of nothing. But I guess we do now have a whole plan for the future, at least next 2 episodes, because I want to get to building this village up very quickly. So that we're going to do a lot of building next episode, probably get all of this done. That would be the dream, but maybe not. But one quick thing that I would like to do before I end off and go ahead and start a time lapse to at least get something done this episode. I should have gotten some cobble. I'm gonna mark off one last building, and that's going to be the shepherds. Now, one thing that came up, I looked at the village list last episode while editing, and I found out that there is no such thing as a weaver villager, which I was saying, and I put a little bit of text last episode to make that clear. So the idea at first was that this was a weaver's villager, and there was a shepherd here working for him. And I figured that, well, I sort of like that idea, so even though it doesn't exist in-game, we are going to go ahead and still pretend it does. So this will be a weaver, this will be a shepherd, and that guy over there will be the dyer. So he's gonna be dyeing the clothes, and stuff like that. So over here, we want to make a little shepherd's house, and in my mind, the shepherd would be the one that gets the short end of the stick, because the shepherd is just selling the products of the sheep to everyone else. So it goes from the shepherd to the weaver to the dyer. And because of that, and because of the fact that he has to work in bad conditions, I feel like what would end up happening, even though it's probably not the fairest thing, what would end up happening is that he would probably not be as rich as the other two. So he just gets a small little shack over here. I I think that's big enough. So that's just how that's just how it ended up being. And I think we are going to go ahead and lower the path here just a bit, because the path is currently in a state of flux anyway. Is that iron? No. Okay. So his door can be like right here, I think. So for this one, since it's a weirder door, I think that it's just gonna have one torch on the side. So that'll be his little house, and every morning he goes over here and he works there. We're also gonna have more sheep pens, because that's like the major export of this village. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys are enjoying the bi-daily episodes that I've been trying to pull off. Hopefully that will go on the future. And if you did enjoy and you want to see more of this and the continuation of both this village and other things like the ongoings of the Flip Patreon server, which will be coming out soon, the mod spotlights I do, and hopefully more series will come in the future. Speaking of which, since people that are still watching are probably ones that care a little bit about this channel, I recently went ahead and applied for a membership on the Realm of Vastin server. And if you don't know what Realm of Vastin is, then go ahead and check it out. Fixit's like the main guy that does it. He's like the owner. It's a big Kingdom Craft inspired server where people who are really good at building get invited, and they go ahead and build these awesome worlds with a bunch of lore. So yeah, and another reminder, names for the village, would love them, and also if you have any names for the villagers. I'm not going to be naming them like really bad usernames like GamerBoy27. It's not going to be one of the villagers. But if you have any names, it could even be your username if it doesn't sound like GamerBoy27. But yeah, I think I've rambled long enough. Enjoy the times.